Welcome to Versus Christopher Keith. I'm your host, Christopher Keith. Let's get into this. Charlie Kirk assassinated. That is the wildest news that I would ever think I would hear anything like this. I mean, this is well farther than anything that I would have ever thought I would have heard in this week. This is nuts. And it all happened so fast. I remember receiving a report saying that, to pray for him and that, he had been shot at, which was already really pretty surprising right there, and then the next thing I received a report saying the man passed, it just, I kind of wrestle with the idea of making this video, because I know that this channel is not necessarily geared toward, talking about these kind of topics, these subjects. And, it just makes you pause, when you hear things like this, it just kind of makes you, really think and be like, man. I mean, of course, we don't know, or I don't know the motive of, the assassin. Of course, there's speculation, but it just makes you think like, man, did this happen because there was a difference in political opinions? Was someone trying to send a message, in the political world by doing this, and, was all of this caused just because there's different stances, there's different perspectives? I mean, that's nuts, man. I mean, just think about that. Someone can have a different opinion than you or perspective of you, right? And then someone shoots a sniper rifle because of a difference in opinions. That's nuts. And that's the kind of thing that, I wrestle with making this video, because it just makes you think like, man, like as a creator or, as a public figure or anything like that, the fact that you constantly have to be concerned and watching your back, that's nuts. That's nuts, man, because of a different opinion, man. That's sad. That's sad, man. And that was supposed to be one of the most beautiful things that this country is supposed to stand on, is the fact that people can have difference in opinions, and so it's unfortunate to hear this. And, from what I understand, I know there's a video out there. I didn't have the heart to watch anything like that, and, and then from what I understand, the man's wife was in attendance. The man's children was in attendance. It's just like, man, that's horrible, man. The man was shot dead in front of his wife, in front of his children, man. Golly, man. On something they probably assumed would just be another forum that he provided for, the debate stage. And to have that man shot dead in Utah, man, that is sad, man. That's really sad, and my gosh, in front of his wife and children. So, I don't, this is something that is definitely can be disheartening to think about, you know what I mean? And, but now one other thing that I'm not understanding is, why are people cheering? Help me understand this. A man gets shot dead and people like, this man wasn't a criminal. This man wasn't evil. He just had a difference of opinion. A man with a difference of opinion is shot dead and people are cheering about it. What are you guys cheering for? People are making TikToks and people making videos. People are cheering and people are smiling about this. I don't get it, man. I don't get that. That's nuts. That's the crazy part about it too. On top of that, I mean, you act like this was some dictator or something that was, I mean, golly, Freaking Charlie Kirk, man. Yeah. So I, you know, just to think about that, man, that a world where especially we are living in the internet era. This is the world where everybody should be able to share their opinions. Things should be unbiased. People will be able to give their perspectives. It's okay to disagree with someone, but then don't say, I'm going to grab the PSG one. I'm getting ready to grab the PSG one. Y'all, yeah, I'm getting ready to snipe them. I'm getting ready to sniper wolf them, man. Like, come on, man. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. Golly, I'm laughing in disbelief. I'm not laughing at the man. It's just the disbelief of this scenario is insane. It is insane. So, yeah. But, I didn't know Charlie Kirk in regards to, him or his work. I'm not familiar with any of his work. I've seen the man's face. He's popped up, in my feed quite a bit. And, I recognize him through that, clips and bits. But, that's just still sad nonetheless. That's sad, So anyway, that's all I've got on this one. Rest in peace to the man. I give my condolences. We give our condolences to, Charlie Kirk and his family and, friends and loved ones and supporters and all that kind of thing like that. And, it's just unfortunate that these kind of things, or, shouldn't be common. These things shouldn't be common. And, again, I believe in people being able to share their opinions and point of views, without being lined up in crosshairs. I mean, it's God. So anyway, that's all I've got for this one. And, Charlie Kirk, man, a man that stood up for what he believed in. He believed in God and Christ. That's something I believe in, God and Christ. And, I respect that. I respect a man like that, and he stood in what he believed in. He stood in what he believed in. And I think that's something that we all should do. We all should take a stand for something. We all should take a stand for what we believe in, and that's what makes this country great. That's what makes people great, when people stand on what they believe in. So anyway, that's all I've got for this one. This is Christopher Keith, and I'll see you guys on the next one.